The purpose of this video demonstration is to show how easy it is to remove most of the control boards from 4155 and 4156 series semiconductor parameter analyzer, as well as 41501 A and B expansion chassis. This procedure will apply to analyzers with any letter suffix at the end. So it will cover A, B, and C versions of these analyzers. So altogether 8 models are covered by this procedure, and let's begin. The only 2 tools required to remove the boards from the machine are the Phillips number 1 and medium-sized flat blade screwdriver. First thing we need to do is to make sure we remove the power cord. It's always good to have some kind of a container to put the screws in, and the screws to remove are the ones that hold the cover in front of the boards. This plate covers the SMU cards, VMU card, and the A to D card. So let's remove the cover. Order of removal of the screws does not matter. Now please note this jumper between these 2 terminals. This is a safety jumper to make sure that the case of the analyzer is not floating. If your jumper is installed, you must reinstall it after you remove the cover, because this is a safety issue. So in our case we have a jumper between these 2 terminals, so we're going to loosen up both terminals, slide the jumper to the earth terminal, and tighten it so it doesn't get lost. As you can see, cover still doesn't come out. That's because of this large screw right here, and that's actually not a screw, it's a tool that's used to remove the boards and power supply. Maybe on your machine it's already broken off or missing, but if you have it, we will use this tool to remove the boards. Okay, now we can see all the boards inside the analyzer. On top is always a VMU board, and then we have 4 SMU boards. They're not numbered, but number 1 SMU is on the top and number 4 is on the bottom, and that's true for all versions of these analyzers. Of course, if you have an expansion chassis, you can have maximum of 2 SMU boards. So it will look a little bit different, but the layout is exactly the same. This card is A to D card, and it's also can be removed just like SMU cards, which we'll demonstrate now. So let's suppose your diagnostic screen showed that you have an error with the SMU number 3. So we count down to SMU number 3, and that's the board we're going to remove. So we grab a flat blade screwdriver. Note 2 large screws on the side of the SMU card, and we loosen up these screws. Screws have retainers, and they cannot pop out or get separated from the SMU. Okay. Once the screws are loose, we use this tool and we screw it into the hole in the center of the SMU. Just finger tight is good, and then we pull on the SMU away from the chassis, and just pull on it gently, and it comes out from the unit. Now SMU, it's a delicate board, and it should be wrapped into some kind of clean anti-static material, and additionally cushioned if you're planning to ship it in. You can continue using the analyzer even with 3 SMUs. In fact, you can use it even with 2 SMUs. But remember to reinstall the cover and put the jumper in place if the jumper was used on your machine. Now, once the SMU is repaired, to insert it back, you just carefully slide it straight into the machine between these two white plastic guides. You put a circuit board in between these guides and slide it in, and then push to engage the connector. Let's say you didn't have this handy tool. You can always remove the board by pulling on the cable. It's always best to pull on the connector, actually not on the actual cable, because you can damage the cable. So I don't have a cable handy, but I do have triaxial termination. So just to demonstrate that you can do it without this thumb screw, you just put the termination on and you pull the board away from the analyzer. It's kind of tough to pull from the side. If you're going to be standing in front of the analyzer, it would be much easier to do. Okay, once you install the analyzer, remember to tighten these large screws. And reinstall the cover. The most important is to put the jumper back the way it was. If you were doing floating measurements, you don't need a jumper, but if it was there, it's a safety issue, and these two terminals should be connected if that's the way your machine is set up. Now reinstall the 4 screws and put the thumb screw back if you had it, because it will come in handy in the future. This video was created by Equiptech Labs to demonstrate how easy it is to remove any board from Agilent Semiconductor parameter analyzer in order to save money and trouble with shipping the whole analyzer in for repair. Equiptech Labs is an independently owned and operated repair shop located in the Silicon Valley, and which has been repairing and selling used and refurbished electronic test equipment since 1993. Thank you.